Hello and welcome to this week's weekly wind-up with me, Helen Ashcroft. So, today's edition, what makes a good crime author? Is it an analytical mind, an ability to write well, or coming from a police background? Well, actually, those are just the qualifications of our two guests this week, because together they make up the writing team, R.C. Bridgestock. They're Robert and Carol Bridgestock, and welcome to this week's weekly wind-up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lovely to see you. Now, you don't actually live in Huddersfield, do you?
Not anymore, but born in Huddersfield, spent a lot of my life in Huddersfield, spent a lot of time policing Huddersfield, and we've still family here, so we return quite a lot.
Right. Now, it's interesting you say policing, because the reason you're here today is because you're authors, and the books that you write are...
It's the Dylan series, the D.I. Dylan series. So Jack Dylan is our protagonist in the stories.
Okay. So is this based on a real-life criminal?
It's based on ourselves very loosely, but our experience, I spent 30 years in West Yorkshire Police. Carl spent 17 years as a support worker. Right. And what we bring to the page, if you like, is a real life with all the emotions of a detective investigating serious crime, and we unravel the mask of the detective, and Carl fills in with the home life and all the emotions that go with it. Okay, so let's go back to what made you start actually writing.
It was serendipitous, really. We retired to the Isle of Wight 13 years ago. Bob had done his 30 years, and we basically, you know, we'd done everything that we needed to do in the house on the Isle of Wight, because that's where we went to, retired to. Yeah. And everybody kept saying to Bob, you know, you should write a book, all your experience and everything. But what Bob wouldn't do is as it was. He'd never put true life crime in a book. Okay. So we went to help at a local hospice, and they found out what Bob did, and it was a matter of, will you come and do the volunteers a talk? And he said, you know, you're joking, you don't want to listen about, you know, what I did. And they said, yes, we do. Wow. So we went to do a talk. 4.5 hours later, they said, we don't want you to go, carry on telling us, you know, will you write it, you know, you should write a book. And that's what we did. And
I said, there's certain things in life that I can't do. I'm not going to swim the channel. I don't think I could even write one book. And, you know, after 30 years in the police, dealing with so many murders, a lot of people that are looking, if they're at my age group, they'll know me from being in the news, on the TV, for dealing with numerous serious offences in the area. Plus I was an hostage negotiator, and it got to saturation point, and going south was a way of getting back to normality in some respects. So writing a book was something that was held in trepidation, but then thought suddenly, an advert came in the local press saying, write your first novel, 2 hours a night, 6 weeks, and at the end of 6 weeks, our first book called Deadly Focus was out there. Now,
just with what you were saying there, the fact that you've done 30 years and that you were a hostage negotiator and you'd worked on high-profile crimes, I'm now thinking, what do I talk about? Because I really want to know about your work. And I think the reason I'm saying that is because I think that's human nature, because it's something that's real life, it's an experience that you've had, and you're telling it from the heart. So I totally get where those people were coming from when they said, stay, we don't want you to go. Because I think this interview could last 6 hours. However, I know that you're here to talk about the book.
I'm sure it won't. But yeah, it is, Helen, but it's one of those things. And what I like to say to people, look, please realise that police officers, like any other emergency services, are family people. When they've dealt with a day job, they go home. And how do you come down from it with some of the horrific incidents that you deal with in any walk of life? If you come across a traumatic incident, you've got to come back down to normality. And in my last 3 years alone, 26 murders, 50 suspicious deaths, 24 major incidents, drive-by shootings, numerous sexual assaults, and as I say, in the meantime, I'm an on-call hostage negotiator. So it was time I had itself just for that respite, and then we come back and write about it, and people say it's cathartic.
However large or small your business, attracting new customers requires dedication and a lot of patience. Just like fishing, but you also need the right gear.
Rods, reels, lines, hooks,
sinkers, lures, tackle box, tackle bag, net, bait, gaff, gloves, clothes, pocket knife, wrench.
Or you could simply advertise with KLTV. Online, grow your business and your clientele. KLTV, your vision made reality. Should have gone to KLTV.
Tell me what it's about. Sell it to me. Sell me the character, sell me the story, and sell me the process.
Every book is different.
Right.
Every book, if you want to read the series, you're starting with Deadly Focus. It's very linear. You follow our writing experience as well, if you like, because 8 years ago we never put pen to paper.
Right.
So you're following our writing experience. But what you'll find is, like I say, Deadly Focus is very linear. So it's you know, a story that affected Bob deeply. Although we don't write a factual story, we do. All the emotions, everything that an SIO will go through, is in them books through Dylan. SIO, Senior Investigative Officer.
So you've got to be in the know to know those things.
We take the police jargon, I'll explain it, and they are fast moving.
Right.
But we take you through the beginning of the crime, like I say, the phone call. They are very addictive, I'm going to warn you now.
Okay.
They are short chapters. People do not put them down. The latest one, this particular book here.
This is why you're here today, fabulous.
Exactly, when the killing starts. This is not out till the 30th, so to all our followers, we're sorry, unless you're at one of the events. We're at Waterstones in Huddersfield on Saturday, but if you're not at one of the events, then you can't get it till the 30th.
So can I just have a look at that?
Of course you can.
And I'll just put it on for sake.
Yes, you can.
Just there, because can you pick these books up midway through the series? Could I actually read this book and be part of it without any problem?
Yes, that's
absolutely.
What was,
Right.
It's just the characters. You can see the same characters, the main characters stay in the thing. But we will have you. The books will have you in tears. They'll have you laughing.
Yeah.
They'll have you. I took energy to find the killer, but they'll also feel for the family, whether it's Jack Dillon, which is based loosely on myself, or Carol, his wife, who acts as Jen, with their own life and the trauma that happens at home, because family life continues.
Yes,
we all
of
know
course,
this, and you know, well, it's your job. It is your job. But like Carl says, if you work 18 hours, you don't go to the sports day, you can't get home at this, or you go to the mortuary at 9 o'clock in the morning, at 9 o'clock at night, you're still in the mortuary. But the one good thing is that you're one of the people that's going to walk out of there.
It's a fascinating life, and I have to say, you have so tempted me now. Unbelievably so.
Every book is different, Helen. So you've got every book has its crime story in it, and every book has its home life story in it.
Okay.
So the only thing that you actually follow is the home life. So you'll get that through the age of Dylan and Jen's daughter. So that's giving a little bit away, but basically she'll get older in the books.
Right.
So every book is different. Every book has a different feel. We try to look at different crimes in different books and different situations that the family and the detective finds himself in.
Could I possibly recognise one of these crimes then from what I've seen on television?
No.
Okay.
No, and we do that purposely, because I'd hate to think the victims or the victim's family thought, oh, he's wrote about my crime.
We'd never do that.
So we switch it totally. What you will get is real emotion.
Yeah.
And real visual ability to actually visualise what we're writing about.
Yes.
And of course we would sell it, but last year W.H. Smith's Public voted us in at number 8 as all-time great crime writers.
Of all time, yeah. Best.
This year, the Crime Writers Association in London, we have been voted into their, what they call the long list, which is a short list of 10 people out of 650 for volumes of work. As people that know us, we were the consultants on Happy Valley, love it or hate it.
Really?
Yeah.
I must say it wasn't very happy.
It wasn't.
No.
It was actually true to life of what happened, and that was
it
based,
really?
And that was based on twisted and turned and changed and altered, but on things I've dealt with, and that was as real as it's going to get. And we were advisors on Scott and Bailey. We do have an option to take our own books to television at the moment with a film company in Manchester. So, who knows?
Where is this book available from? Where can people get it?
People can buy it in Waterstones. We're actually in Waterstones in Huddersfield on Saturday, 11 o'clock till 2 o'clock, and we're doing various events throughout the area.
That's brilliant. You have been amazing guests.
Thank you.
I've been very honoured to talk to you. Thank you ever so much for coming along.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
It's good to be back in Huddersfield.
You're very welcome. That's it from me for this week. If you would like to comment on this or any other stories, then please do so by the usual channels. So that's it. Thank you ever so much for watching, and thank you ever so much to the people behind the scenes that's made this programme possible. Thank you.